Modern families.
I just wanted children. I didn't really want to be married.
From co-parenting.
We were like, let's do this. We were inventing and designing a family. Custody, finances.
What about sex?
What specifically did you want to know?
The shared donors and adoption.
We wanted one little kid, and we ended up with 12.
They're creating loving families in unconventional ways. This is all about love. All right, a little about me. I'm recently married. I work with my wife on this show, and I'm learning how to be a dad to two amazing kids in a blended family. I'm hosting a talk show because there's a lot to talk about. This is The Adventure. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much. Have a seat. So today we're talking about modern families. I'm a part of a modern family in that Lisa, my wife, and I have two kids from her previous marriage. I'm a parent. They have other parents. It's a beautiful, beautiful blended family. But there's all kinds of new families, and co-parenting is a very big trend. I'm very excited to be talking about this today. Rachel is with us. Rachel, come on up. How are you?
I'm great.
All right, so let's talk about this co-parenting. You knew when you were little, I want to be a mom.
Absolutely. That was my dream.
But you were missing, so you're missing the man to make it happen. In a sense?
Yes, but I didn't really want that. I just wanted children with a parent. I wanted them to have a parent. I wanted to be a parent, but I didn't really want to be married. So which is really interesting because the normal construct would be, yeah, but in order to have a parent, you marry someone, and then we sort of evolve, and now there are gay couples, and that's a different thing. But you're talking about yet another thing, which is I want a father present in their life, but I don't want to be married to him. I want my own life outside of the kids. Yeah, it was a problem that I had to solve. But I knew I didn't want to take the chance of the way I saw marriages around me going. They were breaking up. I didn't want my kids to, have a breakup to go through. So
what did you do? How'd you find the suitable partner?
I met someone that I believed would be an excellent dad. We were like best friends, almost like a Will and Grace thing, But we just started talking about it. We were environmental activists. We were talking about sustainability, how to make things work, new systems. And after a while, we thought, we could do this. Let's do this. It was
really?
Totally experimental.
He was as game for this as you were, meaning I will have a child with you, and I will co-parent. Does that mean share custody?
Custody, finances, everything.
Okay, and there's a photo of him. There's you guys together. Okay, yeah. So you decide to do this. How do you get pregnant?
Well, this is 22 years ago, so it wasn't like we had, the medical intervention we can do now. So we did it the old-fashioned way. He charted my cycle, and it worked the first time.
There's so you guys had sex one time?
Yeah.
One time, really? Was meant to be?
Yeah, because I was traveling, and I came home, and then I left. I thought it was impossible, but boom, I was pregnant.
And what's the reaction from your family? Do they know? Because as you say, even today this is controversial. 22 years ago it was unheard of.
Unheard of. Well, we hid it from my family. We lied.
How'd you hide it?
I embarrassed. My family was upset with me, but we wore rings. We said we were married. We put on a charade. I regret it to this day because,
really?
Yeah, my grandmother was furious with me when she found out, yeah. When
she found out you had been lying?
When I was lying.
And they were reacting to the beautiful shots of what you guys created.
But she had to forgive me once the baby was born, right?
So now what I don't get, though, if you're pretending you're married and you're wearing a ring, then to society you are married, right? I mean, when you're out in the world, you have a wedding ring on. You're a married woman. Why not marry?
That was like only during the pregnancy and when my son was first born. We came clean right away.
Early on.
Yeah. We were clearly not a couple, and we couldn't fake that. So we embraced that we were an alternative family. We just did our best to raise our child and find other families that were that would accept us, and we carried on.
What did you tell your son, and at what point?
Well, he knew that we were different than the rest of the families around us, but when he was 7, we thought we'd talk to him because he was going to school. So we said, are you uncomfortable about, that we have a different family life? And it was a shock for us because he said, are you kidding? Everybody's jealous of our home. You don't know what it's like at other people's houses. Their family, they're screaming at each other. They're getting divorces. They're all these things, and it's so peaceful over here.
Wow.
We didn't know that. We were shocked.
So an added benefit is that because you're not married, you don't hate each other.
No.
And you're not fighting. And
Oh, yeah. I guess so, yeah.
so when you talk about costs, raising a child, how old is your son now?
He's 22.
Wow. So how old were you?
I was 18.
So
yeah.
during that time, you're not dating anybody. You're just focusing on being a mom.
After he became, our son was like maybe 4, we both started dating and trying to sort of move on with our lives, but we were very focused on our child. I mean, this was a big, fun adventure. And then, he started being more independent, and we both dated, but I wanted more children.
I just want to be clear, never any jealousy. This was never romance.
No.
Okay.
No.
And so you have your first son. He's 22. What is he doing now?
He's in college.
He's in college.
Yeah.
All right. So you're proud of him.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, this is just the beginning of your story, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a shot of him now. Good-looking kid. All right, we're going to take a break. More with Rachel. She just got started. 5 years ago, she decided to go shopping, I guess you would say, for a second co-parent. And that man is sharing her house today. The story goes deeper when we come back. What about sex?
What specifically did you want to know?
Rachel wanted a baby, and she wanted her child to have a father, but she didn't have a husband. She found the perfect person in Glenn, who became the co-parent to their son, Jesse. They raised him together, but never got married. When Jesse grew up and was ready for college, the baby bug bit Rachel again. So, enter Paul, who also wanted a child. He became her second co-parent. Now, Jesse has a younger sister, Grace, and Rachel is growing her truly modern family. So when she was just 18, Rachel decided to co-parent. She liked the results a lot. She got this great son, so she went out looking for co-parenting partner number 2, and he is here now, Paul, to join us. All right, now what's your story? Aside from Rachel, what made you want to be a co-parent?
I didn't know I was going to be a co-parent at that time in life. I didn't know the terminology at all, but as I got in my early 60s, I started thinking, wow, I haven't had any children. I've been workaholic most of my life,
Do you, just as a sidebar, do you regret being a workaholic when you hit 60? Do you say?
No.
No? Okay. So
No,
you were
no.
happy with your choices?
Oh, yeah. I helped change the world in many ways, so. But,
awesome.
yeah, no, but when Rachel, told me about co-parenting and started talking about, I want another baby, and I said, wow, okay, and we're looking through sperm donor books, And,
Now, so you guys are friends?
Yes.
Okay, so you're friends, and you're kind of in on this with her. Well, let's see what we can find.
Yes, let's see what we find. I wasn't quite sure it was going to be me at that moment in time. We were looking through the, the computer, looking at all these sperm donors. But as the answers started coming up, I'm thinking, it sounds like me. It sounds like me. It was inside of me. Sounds like me.
Meaning the quality she was looking for?
Yeah, the different things.
What were they?
He's a creative genius, and he is totally committed to his purpose and passion of helping the world eat better and be more healthy. And I think that is one of the most loving things you can do for your kid, is to make sure you're healthy and the world is healthy.
And so you knew that in this person you wanted, it wasn't about he's dark-haired, 6'2". It's what is his essence? His
values, his commitment, his ability to stick to something that matters. That's what I wanted my child to have.
So when was the moment when the two of you looked at each other and went, should we do this together?
Well, I remember. I mean, it was. I just said, yeah, I always wanted to have a little girl. That's what I said, you know. And I didn't know if you could custom girl, boy, whatever, you know. But
Yeah, you ran out and bought a pink baby book.
Really?
that same day, I got a little pink
Yeah.
baby book.
Then when you see this excitement in him, you get, by the way, I should point out, when Paul talks about I've changed the world, you created Garden Burger.
Yeah. So 4 billion of them. Yeah.
4 billion?
4 billion.
You've sold 4 billion? We got to have you back on a whole nother show. Okay, so you know, not only does this guy care about the world, he's a good businessman, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He will teach our child, along with me, how to think and how to build a life.
Absolutely.
And so what's the next step? Now, 22 years ago, you would have sex, and that's how you would conceive. There are other options today. Which route did you take?
We had IVF.
So you're not romantic.
No.
No.
But go ahead.
And it was successful IVF. So it was meant to be, because that's hard to do, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another picture. So when you do something, oh, here you go. Now, when you do something like this, Paul, and you create a baby, and I'm a new parent, I had kids come into my life, these amazing children, and I would cry right now if I didn't hold it back, thinking about them. Does it ever slide a little bit where you go, you start looking at Rachel and thinking, you know, we made this baby together, and I like who you are, and does romance ever, I'm being serious, because you created something so beautiful.
Grace, really no. It's
So this is truly a different kind of family. We want to co-parent. You still have your life. You could still date. Do you have contracts? Are there legalities when you do this?
we have just verbal agreements. Because anybody with a contract can have a better lawyer. You know, it's like, you know, I mean, what's real? What is in your heart? And
Do you live together?
in the same house, yeah.
So you have a separate life in the same house, a shared family,
Right.
but theoretically you could marry someone if you wanted.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't if they didn't, you know, support my primary commitment, which is my family.
Let's think about, we think about a blended family, which is very common. You have two sets of parents, maybe kids from different families. Lots of positives and complications with that.
Right.
You have a lot of gay couples who are adopting and having their kids. What are the challenges that come with this scenario?
We've done pretty well with it. I mean, I'm trying to think, what are the real challenges?
The reason I'm so interested in this is because I really think this is a beautiful and probably going to become much more popular way of parenting, because it allows you to have that dream that you've always wanted of being a parent, but I want a different life, but I love you as a co-parent. I'm not even sure I want to be married. Have you been married?
Briefly, as a way to try and get kids. It didn't work. To thine own self be true. This is the way that works for me.
So you don't really see romance in your future?
It could happen, but I have, like many people who have a biological clock, or they know when they're ready to have children. If it doesn't coincide with finding the right person,
You're not going to let that stop you?
well, no.
What
If I'm
about-
ready, I'm ready. I'm ready.
What about sex?
That's, what specifically did you want to know?
Touche. All right. That's the way to get out of a question. Here's the great part. The story isn't over because Rachel wants what? Another baby. We're going to meet a potential father when we come back. It's like you're courting each other, but without the kiss goodnight. So let me see if I have this right. You don't have to be married.
No.
You don't have to be a mom and a dad. You can be two moms, two dads.
Yeah.
You can be friends. What's the most important ingredient then in a family?
I think that it's love. Love, mother, father, lots of love. Give them lots of love. Be happy you have them.
Yeah, we had fun talking to those kids. That was Tyler, Bella, Grant, and Ava talking about what makes a family. This is a very unique modern version of a family. Rachel and Paul are co-parenting their 4-year-old daughter, Grace. Rachel already has co-parented a 22-year-old son that she has, and now she's looking to do this again. And there's a website to help other people who want to co-parent. It's called modamily.com, right? Is that right?
Modamily.
Eva, what's that?
Modamily.
Modamily.
Yeah.
It basically means modern family, right?
Yeah, basically.
So it's Mod and Emily.
Correct.
.com. Yvonne here is the founder. Welcome. So clearly, this is starting to catch on. One of the things Rachel said was, 22 years ago, I couldn't tell anybody about this.
Right.
She told me during the break, she goes, now I'm interesting and I'm on a TV show.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just the way things are going. A lot of, people meet romantic partners online. People do a lot of different things online. And why not find someone that works for you, a compatible person that you can raise your child with, that shares similar values to you and parenting styles and kind of vision for how you want to raise your child and just keep your lifestyle.
Is the government involved in this yet?
In terms of what, regulation? Or?
Yeah, I mean, is there anything that stops me from doing this?
I mean, I know Modamily's not a sperm donor clinic. I know the government, FHA, has regulations on sperm donors, and it's not really a site for people where you, for a guy to have 100 kids. It's really for the person to be involved and be a known donor or a co-parent and have some involvement in a child's life.
So you mentioned that people find dates online. It really is a version of that. Not finding a date, but
Right.
it is, here's somebody who's interested in being a co-parent.
Right.
If you want to go online, maybe you'll see someone that lines up and you guys can figure it out.
Exactly. And we have a parenting and lifestyle quiz that helps people, answers questions that are more, unlike dating sites, not based on sex or dating, but they're more on parenting styles. Or do you want to raise your child in the same religion as you? How do you feel about how far they live from each other?
Can you tiptoe in? Can you be a little anonymous?
Sure. Yeah, you don't have to put your picture up right away.
Okay.
You can just answer the basic questions, who you are and what you're looking for. And you could do a search around.
Okay, now next to you is Parker.
Correct.
Parker, you are a possible father / co-parent
Right.
for Rachel's third child.
Right.
Now, how did you guys meet?
Online.
You did,
Yeah.
on this site.
On the site.
So how does that go? How do you end up, who reached out to who?
I don't know the answer to that. I was just thinking about that.
remember.
I think I reached out to her, and immediately she was, well, as you can see, very, very friendly, she answered questions immediately. We had a great conversation online before we even met in person.
And so where are you at? It's like you're courting each other, but without the kiss goodnight.
Yeah.
50s dating.
Thank you. Separate beds.
Right.
And, yes. So where are you at in this process? Is part of the evaluation this experience right here? How's he doing? How's she doing?
Oh, he's doing wonderfully. I mean, to even come, we just are getting to know each other, but it's never too soon to be loyal to your future unborn children. Right? So
What does that mean?
Means that to planning in terms of intentional parenting and looking at a person, we think, okay, I might have a child with this person, and really get to know them. Are we compatible? Are we going to be, are we going to be a peaceful, respectful, co-parenting partnership, a parenting partnership to raise children together? I mean, it's putting that kind of energy and time into it in this courtship. It's never wasted. It's never, and I get to know myself better every time I go out with somebody like that, because I've been meeting people for like 2 years now. I really know a lot about this now.
I hope this isn't an insensitive question or inappropriate, because I just realized I don't know the answer. But does it matter to you if a man is gay or straight?
No.
Okay, have any of your potential fathers or fathers been gay?
Yes.
Okay, and so that, in terms of, go ahead.
But more straight, which is amazing, because most of the time people think this is something that's just in the gay and lesbian community. No, many, many people, all different kinds of people who are thinking differently about making a family, many times it's because they're afraid it won't, their family will break up. If that's something about marriage right now.
Divorce is so prevalent.
Yes, that's the problem.
So,
Yeah.
Parker, what is it about you that appeals to being a co-parent but not marrying?
I had looked at several different options. I looked at surrogacy and adoption, and that seemed to me all about me being a single parent. And I really do believe, if possible, I'd like to do it with someone else that is equally engaged equally excited to be a parent and looking forward to it.
And what is it, how do you feel about the fact that Rachel has 2 other men who are co-parenting with her?
I see it as a plus all the way around. That's one of the first things I noticed about it, about her and what she had done. And one of these times I did get a chance to meet their daughter, and that alone, she sold it. Right? She's such a great mother, obviously. They're both great parents,
Well,
obviously.
yeah, I was going to say, not only is she a great mom, but she's chosen, it would appear, 2 very good men
Yes.
to consistently raise 2 children.
Yes.
So it's a real testament to both dads. And are you a dad then?
Oh, I'm so much a dad.
Okay, so just so we're clear as we wrap this up, the only thing different about this modern family is that you 2 are not married in a romantic relationship. It doesn't mean you don't parent as a mother and a father.
Right. That's
Very true.
Very true.
Yeah, definitely parent, mother, and father. I mean, and Grace is just an amazing child, you know.
She makes it kind of easy.
Well,
She's awesome.
I'm sure we're not the first show to do a story like this, but I love that we are still in its infancy and that we get a part of sharing your story, because I do believe that somebody's watching today going, that might be my answer right there. I can still have it all in a life that conforms to what I want. Thank you guys for sharing your story. Good luck to you 2. Yvonne, good luck with the site. Thank you. All right, up next, 3 women with a very modern family connection. Another crazy and cool story when we come back.